Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. Would love to make 500 subscribers in the month of February. Actually, would love to make 1,000, but I think that'd be pushing us to double it. But you can help us. Share this with your friends, family, loved ones, and get them to subscribe. We are going to do a giveaway at some point after we reach that 1,000 mark. We're looking for sponsors for that. And so hopefully we can do that in the next little while. Anyway, signs of being a night owl. So night owl, a person who does their best work or is most comfortable, confident, and competent during the night hours. Obviously, Western society, and most of the world actually, is a dominantly day-related or day-centered workforce. In other words, people go to school during the day as children. The majority of jobs that are available are for first shifters. Many people date at night, but because they work during the day. So the fostering of social relationships is primarily a nighttime thing because of other day commitments. And so one of the things that is a struggle is if a person is naturally a night person, which is said to be somewhere between 1 in 4 and 1 in 5 people actually have a bioengineering or bio clock towards knighthood. I happen to be one of them. That's why the majority of my appointments are second and third shifts for most people, which works because I have clients all over the world. But how do you know if you are a night owl? The easiest way, the simplest way, is the best work you do is at night. It's easier to focus at night. You get more done. You stay more driven. You stay more focused. You are more creative. You're more able to adapt and adjust to needs. And if you try to do that during the day, you get about half as much done because your mind isn't motivated towards that focus. Now, the next thing is you're always tired in the morning. This was my first indicator, and for me, my first indicator was middle school and more so in high school. But by my second year of high school, I actually had to go to a principal and say, "Hey, I need modifications to my educational program because my test scores are going to show that I'm an idiot who's half asleep in the morning. Once I've been up for a few hours, that changes, but I can't function to take tests at like 8 in the morning. My brain doesn't work that way." And I had to fight and threaten to get legal benefit involved because they were trying to tell me, "Oh, well, this is what you'd have to do if you worked a regular job." And I said, "No, I would work second or third shift, but you don't offer that for schooling, so please make this small modification." They did, and my grades greatly improved. And I believe, honestly, that school students should have the option of taking tests in what I call in reverse, so during the second half of the school day, if it can be proven that their body is wired towards being night related. Now, the next one is it's hard to get asleep, excuse me, or stay asleep for extended periods of time. Now, we all have a night where our mind goes because we're thinking about work, or we're thinking about school, or we're thinking about a relationship or a fight with a friend or family member or other things, the video game that's coming out or whatever we're thinking about. However, it can be extremely difficult not to be able to get to sleep on a consistent basis. If that's a night by night by night battle, and then you have to find a way, and this is the next one, or the next tie-in, and that is you can't afford to have a sleep schedule because you have to behave when your body lets you sleep. And that's been the biggest thing for me as a chronic insomniac personally, and a person who could not regulate my sleep schedule no matter how hard I tried. I tried to use medication. I tried to use natural remedies. I went for sleep studies, and they found out some interesting things, like my brainwave told them that I was awake even though I was physically asleep, and that my brain worked differently than most people's. But if you are a person who has difficulty getting to sleep, or a person who can slide into a nap at any given moment, because your body needs that sleep but isn't getting it on a regular schedule, then you may be actually wired towards being a night person. Many of these people are, and one can change their wiring to some degree, but changing it back is unlikely. So, what I mean is, if you had to work a night related job, but you weren't naturally a night person, you could do it. However, the opposite I've never found to be true. That is, if you needed to work a day job and you had to wire yourself towards issues, you can fake it, but you are going to have physical and mental health and emotional stability issues if you are naturally wired, not just preference, but naturally wired towards being a night person. The last thing that's of value here is the truth of the challenges related to caffeine and or sugar intake. A person who needs a pick-me-up because their body doesn't allow them to have connections with a more traditional schedule will often become sugar dependent and or caffeine dependent or both. These are individuals who will go through several energy drinks, several cups of coffee, and or other related things just to get through and have a boost during the day. I've actually seen people who take caffeine pills, and yes, you can get those at dollar stores or other discount stores, and they are pills that give you a jolt of caffeine. They're highly unhealthy for a number of reasons, but they do exist and people do take them. In any event, I encourage you to reach out if there's something that can be done about learning about your own body's rhythm. And until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.